Welcome back, everyone. This is the Desert Valley Blitz, and today we're going to have a special Coach's Corner. We're very excited to have one of the leaders of our community here in the studio, right, Coach Josh?
Yes, sir.
Today's special guest is DCA's head coach, and as you may know, the DCA is on quite a roll, Mr. Chris Johnson. Thanks for coming in, man.
It's a pleasure to be on, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you, man. You're one of the up-and-comers here in the Valley, and we're real appreciative that you came to talk to us today.
I'm truly humbled to be here. That's for real.
So we're gonna take it way back, man.
Okay.
Way back. So
tell us about you.
Yeah, we want to go back to the beginning, not even your football beginning, but it's life beginnings. Where are you from? How'd you come to be the head coach that you are today?
Oh, I love talking about that story. So originally from Southeast San Diego, the 619, Reggie Bush,
619.
Right? So I grew up in Valencia Park area, straight up Southeast. Ton of gangs, ton of drugs. Typical young black kid from the inner city, single mom. I met my pop when I was 12. My dad was strung out on drugs from the Vietnam War. But when he came back into my life, everything was good. I was playing Little League baseball. But by the time I got to high school is when he had another fall. But by that time, my younger brother was born, so that gave me a reason and passion. And to this day, he's a big part of my life. We just lost my mom, as I told you guys earlier before the show. Last Saturday, we just buried her. So that was tough for me and my younger brother. We're mama's boys, man. But growing in Southeast, I was more scared of my mom than I was the gangbangers and drug dealers. Yeah. Patricia Johnson was no joke. Okay. So that led on to a walk-on opportunity at San Diego State, which I was sharing with you guys earlier. Dan Armstrong is my dude.
That's my guy.
That was before cell phones. So his phone bill was over $300. Making long distance calls trying to get me a walk-on.
How cool is that?
I thought I was getting recruited. I got shoe boxes still to this day. UCLA, USC, all the big ones, Notre Dame, but I never played defensive back. So I tell kids all the time, if it's God's plan, it's God's plan. I was an offensive lineman my sophomore year and junior year of high school, a middle linebacker. My senior year, I told them I wanted to play quarterback because I wanted to lead the team, and I played outside linebacker. The first time I ever played defensive back was in an all-star game where I met one of my best friends today, a kid by the name of Daryl Lewis, which you guys know was Xavier's first head coach.
I know Daryl very well, man.
Yeah.
Great coach, great man.
Yeah. So coming out of San Diego State, I walked on. Al Luganville was the guy that offered me the opportunity to walk on. They didn't have priority walk-ons, but he had met with me and my mom after watching me play basketball, which was my love. We were playing Torrey Pines High School, and he was able to come watch because his assistant coach at the time, Coach Underwood's sons, played at Torrey Pines.
All right.
So he was there as a spectator, but he was watching me to see if I could move, and I had one of my best games. So athletes play more than one sport.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Play more than one sport.
Gotta
and then
develop.
That led, man, I went into camp as 6th on the depth chart. I was the 6th safety on the depth chart.
But you were on the chart.
Yes, and I was PO'd because of that. So I went into camp with a chip on my shoulder, and I left camp at second string. The last scrimmage, I twisted my ankle so bad I could see all the bottom of my cleat. So I started college on crutches. So I redshirted, but I was a 4-year starter at San Diego State. I think I still might even be on the tackle, all-time tackle list.
Really?
Like 270, yeah. I had a great college career. At one point in time before I got hurt, I was leading the conference in tackles. I was like 10 tackles a game as a safety.
Okay, so you never played DB until you stepped on a college field?
All-star game after my senior year, the summer. We played LA City All-Stars. San Diego County's play LA City.
They just put you at safety.
First time I ever played safety in my life.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that just tells you that you're a great athlete, but
basketball did it.
But all those athletes out there that think that position is all the end-all, be-all, it don't really matter, right?
No, you got to play. You learn to track a ball from playing baseball. I was an outfielder all my life, right? So I had great hand-eye coordinated depth perception from playing baseball. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got my little smooths and stuff from being on the basketball court, my quick twitch and things like that. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So I did my research on you, spent a little time in the league, right?
I did.
Elaborate on your experience at that level.
That's my testimony, man. Like, you don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. I never was. There are kids, you guys know that, man. In every neighborhood, there's a kid that has it, but he don't do it.
You always hear about him.
He has it, but he don't do it. I was the one, I didn't necessarily have it, but I did it. I was always the hardest worker. I tell the kids today at DCA, no one will ever outwork me. They won't outwork me. So I was a free agent to the San Diego Chargers in 1994.
Staying home, huh?
It was a beautiful thing. I was part of that 94 Super Bowl team.
Oh, yeah.
So I got cut from that team. Rodney Harrison was one of the guys that beat me out.
Which
he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Rodney Harrison was the real deal, man.
Yeah.
Then I went to the Vikings in 95. I got cut again. But I loved Denny Green because he spoke life into me. He said, Chris, one day we believe you can be a Pro Bowler, but we drafted a kid in second round, kid by the name of Shelly Hammonds, and he felt like they had to give him another chance on practice squad. So in '96, they brought me back after I went to the Grey Cup. You talked about my ring. I got my Grey Cup ring on. And they brought me back after I went to Canada for a year, and I finally made the team. So I was cut 3 times before I actually played in the NFL game.
Wow.
Because even in '96, I didn't make the 53-man roster right away. So I got cut again. I went to practice squad. Week 12 is when I got my opportunity.
Wow.
So that's been the story of my life. It's just wait until my time and just keep pressing in, keep grinding. Got to keep grinding. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So how many years did you play in the league?
Not for long. That's what NFL stands for.
Not so long.
Right. That's everybody,
I got, I think a year and a half, 2 years was what I got accredited for.
I mean, but from where you came from to where you got to is a pretty amazing story, right?
What I like to tell kids is, financially, and anything you do, if you could be top 10%, you're good. If you make it to the NFL roster, 53-man roster, you're top 2%. You're like 1.5 top % in the world at what you do. Yeah. So that's something that no one can ever take from me. Right. And if you play college football at any level, that's including junior college, you're top 7%.
Wow, 7%.
7%, including junior college. So what I tell the kids at DCA is, if you want to go and play college football, you need to be better than 93% of people.
Wow. And that's not an easy thing to do.
It's just work. Right. Yeah. Most people, when they hear that number, they shy away from their goals because they want to put that work in. That's something that my mom instilled in me. And I believe her. She said like this, baby, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that's been my life. Yeah.
That's some great advice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we're taking it from your playing days, and then like for all of us, even like the guys that didn't get past high school, football comes to an end pretty abruptly and pretty badly for most of us, right? Unless you're John Elway riding off into the sunset with a Super Bowl, 99% of us is going to end badly, right, as a player. So from that, how did you kind of figure out that, hey, maybe the next step is coaching, or was that always something that you were kind of thinking about, or is that something that kind of evolved?
Oh, no, that's a great question, Bobby. So if you follow anything we do at DCA, you'll see one of our moninkers is bigger than football, right? So because of that, football will let you down. I tell the boys all the time, I'm not trying to burst your bubble because I've been to the pinnacle. It's going to let you down. They laugh at how I walk. Nathaniel Guerrero, one of our wide receiver running backs, he's hilarious. He can make fun of me better than anyone because I'm limping around with the old knees, the old hips. But football will let you down. So when I finished, my good friend James Gordon, who was a coach at Indio High School.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out Jay Gordon, my dude.
Love that guy.
Thanks for coming down and supporting me during my hard times, brother, when my mom passed. But he was at Horizon Christian Academy in San Diego. He said, CJ, you got to come coach. And I was like, Jay, wait. I got to make sure I get this out of me. I don't want to start and not go, because if a team calls me, I'm going to go work out. So I went out like maybe September, October. It was like their third game of the season. And I went and checked them out. And I was like, man, these dudes can play. One, I didn't know there was a such thing as a Christian school. I had just got saved my rookie year with the Chargers. Darren Carrington Sr. led me to the Lord my rookie year. So I would go to Bible study, Junior Seau, Ronnie Harmon, Darren Carrington, all these Natron Means, all these guys are in Bible study, and I'm flipping out. Like, I'm just ecstatic to be there, but the Lord is working on my heart. So that's really when it started. In '95, when I met with my finance guy, he said, Chris, football comes to an end. What do you want to do? That's all is play ball. I was like, man, I don't know. So I took about 2 weeks, and I had to write it down. I was telling my youngest daughter today, because she's trying to figure out what her career. She just graduated from Vanguard, and she's working as a behavioral tech, and she already got bit and hit once, and she's like, this is probably not for me. I said, that's part of life. Yeah. I said, you got to write down what it is you like. Not a job, not how much money, just what makes you happy. What do you love to do? So that's what I did. I wrote it down. And I said, I want to teach the Bible, and I love to coach. So that was in 1995. I got my first experience in 94 when I got cut from the Chargers. I went back to my alma mater at Crawford High School, and I coached at Crawford. And while I was still working out. And that's when I really, really fell in love with it. And this kid named Raphael Jones, I still talk to Raphael once a year, once every couple of years. He's a great quarterback, went on to Arizona. But I saw I had a gift with kids to get them to believe.
Communicate with them.
Yeah. So that was it, man. It was teaching the Bible and helping kids to believe, because where I came from, you were told if you have to be a professional athlete, go into some type of entertainment, or sell dope to be successful. Yeah. And I had found something different, and I wanted to share that. So that's to this day, that's still my drive.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So that coaching thing was already kind of in you at a young age then, huh?
Coaching and teaching. I say coaching and teaching is the same thing. If you ever have a great teacher, they're the same as a great coach. They have the same thing. They can have a very difficult concept, and they can make it simple. That's what great coaches and great teachers do. They make you believe that you can do it. And then whatever they're teaching or coaching on, whatever that concept that seems huge, they simplify it where you believe you can do it. And that's what I love doing. That's my gifting.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So going to back to your alma mater, getting a job, when did you start to say, hey, maybe I can make a career out of this, or maybe, this is something that, I can kind of take to the next level? Because you're a lowly assistant making nothing, you're coaching the DBs or whatever you're coaching.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It's me and Josh have both been there. Like, you're not making any money.
Yeah,
you're
get your gas money back.
Yeah, exactly.
If that, right?
If that.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys can't make it through that grind. A lot of guys are like, hey, I like to do this, but I got to pay the bills. So we got to figure out a way to do this. What was the kind of progression from being that assistant to saying, hey, I can make a career out of this, and going and making this a long-term thing, not a short-term thing?
Right. So for me, it was a call, not to over spiritualize things. Right. So you have a vocation, right? The Latin word vocation is vocare, right? So and that comes from a calling. Mm-hmm. Once I gave my life to the Lord, I knew my responsibility was to give back to kids that came from a situation like me. Even today, I spent a lot of time in the East Valley. When I started the showcase was really for kids in the East Valley. I made sure if they couldn't afford to come to the showcase, that I would go out and raise money and have people pay to make sure I could have all the pro athletes here, because my mom couldn't do that. So from day one, I've always, me and my wife talked about it today, had a huge heart for the underprivileged. So you guys are not going to believe this. I went 7 years at Horizon in San Diego and didn't make a dime head coaching.
Really?
To this day at DCA, I'm not making a dime head coaching. Well, I have the opportunity to raise, which I'm going to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've given me the opportunity to raise money for it. But in private schools, we don't get the money from the government. Wow. So it comes out of tuition, which you don't want to raise because now you outprice some kids. Mm-hmm. And we're that private school where I'm not, nothing against any other school. We're not that private school of elitists. We're elite. Everything we do is great, but it's not just for certain people. Anyone that wants to make a somewhat of a sacrifice can come to DCA.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my heart. That's always been my heart, because that was my mom. Right. So even to this day, I don't make a dime.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's a
Mama not gonna be too. She ain't gonna be okay with it for too much longer. But
yeah,
no.
Other head coaches make a lot of money in other states. It just seems California, the money's just not there. Especially DCA not being a public school.
Yeah, well, if you go to Orange County, they make a.
Oh,
I've done some research.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Victor Santa Cruz is one of my good friends.
It's a big job. It's a big job. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do it. I'd have to be retired.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't work. You can't have a job. You can't have like a career.
Yeah.
That is your career. If you're going to do it right, that's your career.
But for me, it also gives me leverage with the kids. They know that football doesn't pay my bills. Yeah. So it shows I do it because I love them and I love it.
And they see how much work you're putting
in. You know what I mean? I get paid to be an administrator at DCA.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
The football piece is extra, and in time, the Lord will, he'll provide. I know he'll provide. But even though I'm not making the cash now, it doesn't mean I don't still put the time in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can tell because your team is prepared.
100%.
Right. You can tell. 100%. I can tell who's prepared and who's not. It doesn't matter how much you're making or not.
Yeah.
The work shows that Friday night.
Yeah.
And right now that work is showing. So
speaking of which, DCA is doing a huge fundraiser. If you guys want to be a part of it, make sure that you give back. We support kids. We love kids.
Awesome.
Yeah. Check it
Check it out. We'll get the link in the bios and all that for you.
Yeah.
So we'll get that out, the word 100%. Out there. But
going back to your childhood, what did you love about sports? Like, obviously, you said your dad wasn't there all the time.
Yeah.
What did you find out on that football field that attracted you and kept you coming back?
Okay. It wasn't even football. I hated football when I first started.
Really? Okay.
Really?
I tried to quit.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, Valencia Park Chargers. I never forget Pee Wee. You guys remember all the downs, right?
Yeah.
The leg lifts. I hated that stuff. Even the contact, right?
The military aspect of it.
Oh man, I couldn't stand it. And now I'm probably the hardest coach there. That's my boys. I tell them, I said, they beg me to coach. For a long time. It's like, you guys think you want me out there?
Yeah.
I'm different. I'm old school, right? Dan Armstrong.
Yeah.
But dude, I am the most competitive person you know. Yeah.
So you got that fire.
One of my friends told me one time, he said, Chris, you're so competitive, it's hurtful. Like, I don't need, some of my coaches, they keep up with, the scores during the week, who's picked to win and stuff like that. My staff, they keep me informed.
Yeah.
But I don't need that, bro.
Yeah.
I have a huge vision, and I'm not afraid to share it. Our goal when we took over, we want to win a small school state championship this year. I've done it before in San Diego. I see the talent. If we get, stay healthy,
right,
and we get the right draw in the right division, I believe we have a chance.
Totally doable.
But the big goal is, and I started this 9 years ago when I got here, we would love to be like a modern day of the East Valley, out in the East County out here. You know what I mean? We want to build it big. DCA's doing big things. So like we have a project over there that's about $42 million.
I agree.
That we're working on.
I see it.
On some things that we're trying to build. So we're looking for people that want to invest in it and want to grow. And is this going to bring more notoriety to the Valley?
Yes,
absolutely.
There's a ton of kids, the kid over at La Quinta, Georgia, I forget his name, the cornerback that's going to Utah.
Hinchin?
Oh, Hinchin.
Major. Yeah. You got the quarterback at Xavier. There's some kids out here. Yeah. I connected with the kid at Palm Springs, the running back. I sent him under the radar thing. I was like, bro, send me your film.
Yeah.
Everyone I know. I call Marshall. I call Marshall at Colorado. I call Spencer Danielson, who I coached in high school at Boise State. People don't know that I've been doing that for 9 years, even before I got in the coaching game.
These connections.
With the kid Aaron over at CV. I sent his tape out when I found him out.
Fantastic football player.
It's about these kids, man. So that's why we want to be big. We want to let people know we play football out here.
Yeah,
and we have been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember Jeff Webb. I remember Oscar.
My neighbor.
You know what I mean?
Jeff Webb,
when he was at NDO High School.
He's still my guy, man.
Yeah, man. It's been some boys out here, but for some reason they stop. They don't come down. We're going to make sure they keep coming down.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you guys are well on your way. And I think me and Josh have talked about this off air. Like, we've been waiting for a school to kind of take that model and kind of run like modern day that, just get all the same guys on the same team and make a run. Because right now, like, it seems like we're just spread a little too thin with too many schools to make those deep runs. And I think there's got to be a way we can kind of get that one team that, is going to get all the guys that we can go make state runs every year.
You guys know my staff. That's the vision I sold. Every coach that interviewed, I did it in my house, maybe except one or two. That's from our middle school staff all the way up. So Henry Hodges sat at my house for about 2 hours.
Shout out Henry. Yeah.
And I begged and pleaded with him. Aaron Gasu, I sat down and met with. Roy Rosales at CV.
Yeah.
Ernie Arola. I sat down with those guys and I shared with them. I was like, this is where I want to go. I need people to do. I can't do it by myself.
Oh, you can't.
And if I couldn't get those guys, for me personally, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I felt like the Lord had given me a vision, a very clear vision of what could happen here in this desert. And it may or may not happen, but I'm not going to be afraid to go after it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And we need more visionaries like that.
Yes.
And especially in this valley. I think that's something that might be lacking sometimes is we just want to do it like the same way everybody's done it before. And why don't we just do it bigger and better than that's ever been done before? That's kind of the American way, right?
Yeah.
Let's get after it and try and make this thing bigger than it's ever been.
Starts with a good staff. I mean, you got to have a good staff.
I think you already got that covered, man. Because I know some guys. I know a lot of guys on your staff. They're excellent, man. I come from that tree and I didn't even realize it. I come from this guy's tree. I didn't even realize it. All the guys you've coached under you.
We got the offensive staff this year. Next year, we'll get the defensive staff. So anyone that loves defense. Right, I'm a man in the box, Pete Carroll, right? Tony Dungy. I'm looking for someone like that, right? Right now, I'm the head coach, D quarter, and DB coach.
Okay,
that's too much. I want to go to the head coaching, fundraising, building the program up. So the office of staff is said. Well, like I tell you, we'll add 2 more. We're looking to add Darren Carrington Jr. as a outside guy. George Thomas will be our slot guy, and we're looking to add Cree Morris. Awesome. As our quarterback coach. Both of those guys would have been here. It's just some things came up, but we're looking at those 2 next year, and then we'll build out the defensive staff.
I haven't seen too much film. You running spread? A lot of spread. 4 receivers.
Go see CV.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bill Johnson.
Any D coordinator that's a head coach, even Nick Saban did it at Alabama. You want your offense to run what gives you the most problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember when he changed over with Lane Kiffin and Sark, right?
Yeah.
Because he had a hard time defending that.
Just bring them in, right? Bring in the smart guys and
let them go. That's all I do. I couldn't tell you how we call a play. I know schemes, right? But you asked me to call a play. If those dudes are not there, I couldn't call it. Matter of fact, I go to Mario Gallo, our quarterback. We did films yesterday. I was like, Mark, what play is that? What was that? What play is that?
Yeah.
I don't know it, but those guys know that stuff inside and out.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's kind of the way it should be.
You want.
Yeah,
you want.
You don't want to
freedom.
Looking over your head. Yeah. Those dudes are amazing.
Do your job, and you're held accountable by the head coach. But if you're doing your job, the head coach is going to let you do what you want to do.
And we have a system that's so structured, man. We do the same thing. We had the kids I write it on the board. Monday, defensive majority. Tuesday, offensive majority. Wednesday, split practice. We do situations from backed up all the way to goal line. Thursday, pre-practice. We run through a pre-scrap. Friday again. We do the same stuff over and over. If the system is already set up, if the coaches follow the system, they'll cover everything they need, but they got to put their piece on it, their offense. You know what I mean? Their little twinkles on it. I don't need to know all that.
Makes
I'm
it
not
fun
the
for
expert.
them, though, too.
Yes.
Yeah, they get
I just provide the structure and they provide all the creativity. And those dudes
That's
can call
awesome.
some plays, bro.
Yeah.
Putting up some points this year.
And I'm telling you, we just get started. We've had our first game, we had 2 starters out. The second game, we had 5 starters out.
Really?
Last game, we had 2 starters out, and we lost 2 more during the game. We lost our right guard and our All-American running boy. He's an All-American defensive back, Cash Scott.
Yeah.
He hurt his ankle. Okay. But then you bring in a kid, Nathaniel Guerrero, who's one of the top 8th graders, now ninth graders in the country, to come in. And
people know him.
Yeah, and he's the real deal, bro.
He's been on the scene for a while.
Yeah, he's the real deal. So now we're trying to build that out.
Yeah, I mean,
trying
you're
to build
doing a
that
good
out.
job, man. You guys are compiling talent, which is one of the main things you have to do as a program if you want to get to where you want to
It
get.
starts with winning.
I mean, winning, winning,
tracks
and winning only just snowballs to winning and getting more talent. So you're doing it right, coach. And I'm an admirer. I've seen what you guys are doing on the youth level, and now it's starting to filter upward, and it's kind of a beautiful thing,
fun to
man.
watch.
So
Yeah, I appreciate
we
it.
got big fans here at Desert Valley Blitz. You did mention, I don't know if we mentioned this, but your coaching tree has a legend that most of our audience would know. Mr. Dan Armstrong, one of the coaching legends of the Valley.
Where I got my start.
Yeah, that's where Coach Josh came from.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about that relationship and how it influenced you?
Yeah, Dan is still like a father figure to me. Dan is why I got into coaching. I wanted to impact people the way Dan Armstrong impacted me. There's 2 coaches that when I was young, Clarence Black was my little league coach. I still talk to him to this day. I met him when I was 9. I'm 54.
Awesome.
Dan Armstrong I met when I was a 15-year-old sophomore.
Wow.
At Crawford High School, and I still talk to Coach Armstrong. $300 bill phone bill trying to get me into college. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He literally almost got a divorce. Me and his wife, remember he finished up at Shadow Hills, right?
Oh, yeah.
His last game coaching, me and James Gordon, we went and watched him coach. We were on the field. We talked for like an hour, and me and Miss Armstrong and him, and we laughed. I remember when little Danny used to play on the bags at Crawford High School, jumping around. Yeah, Dan Armstrong is my dude, man, and because he did it with toughness. Right, and he did it with love. We only ran about 4 or 5 plays.
Oh yeah.
Right, we only ran about 4 or 5 plays.
You executed the hell out of him, man.
You executed it, man.
It was tough to stop.
Yeah,
even if you knew it was coming.
He helped me hire some of my coaches. I asked around.
Oh yeah.
None of the coaches on my staff are black. I tell them all the time. I did my due diligence because I was new to the desert. Right, I haven't been out here a lot. But Coach Armstrong helped me out. Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome, man.
And we still run some of his LQ stuff. We still run power and counter. Yeah, Henry Hodges is part of it. Yeah, blast. Yeah, kick out the end. Yeah.
This is music to Coach's Josh's ears over here.
Waggle post. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You won him over. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. I mean, it's funny how all this kind of goes full circle, and that's what we kind of speak to on this show is that there's a great community down here of us coaches.
Amazing.
And we've been doing a lot of good work for a lot of years.
Yes.
So, and this is what this show is all about, is to kind of shine some light on that. Let's come together, guys. I mean, we'll compete Friday night if I'm playing you.
100%.
I'm going to kick your butt, coach.
Yes.
But then after that,
we good.
We can break bread. We can,
We'll
share,
tell you how I
stories.
beat you that day,
Yeah.
you know, and you try to get
Yeah.
better. And then when you play again, you got to get better yourself. So
Yeah. I give you guys a real story like that. So me and Doc, we were talking at the showcase, and he was like, Chris, we enemies now. I'm trying to kick your butt. You know, you know what I mean? And he's been another one that's been great. You know, I called him about our game against 29 Palms. You know, he talked to him, hey, you know, what are they doing? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's all about the Valley. That's what coaches got to understand. The more that we unify, like we're going to start doing clinics at DCA. You know, we already started doing the camps. And even in San Diego, when I first started out, guys get afraid you're going to steal their kids. This is my belief. If one of my kids want to leave, they want to leave. I'm not going to hold on to you. But the reason why we have to unify is the better that we present on the field, the better it is for the kids. I'm constantly, bro. I can show you my phone right now. I have a defensive coordinator text thread. It's a kid by the name of Lamont Butler. He coaches at Crown College. You guys might know his name, Bashif Jones. He's the defensive coordinator at Lincoln High School.
Okay.
In San Diego.
That's a big time.
That
big
won
time
state
school.
championship,
Big time
2
high
in the
school.
last 4 years.
Yeah, big time.
Another
program.
kid by the name of Scott Catlin, and then Spencer Danielson. He was the head coach at Boise State. our relationship with all those guys, every week they get a text from me asking about how to stop this formation or how to stop this play.
That's how you get better.
That's how you get better.
how you
We
do it.
don't know it all. I'm not trying to be the
I don't know it
know-it-all.
all. Yeah, I wanted to learn more. That's why we're doing this.
That's the key to everything. Is continue to learn.
Amen.
The day we stop learning is the day we die.
The day we die.
Right.
Yep.
So I mean, we got to continue to learn. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Coach, you're doing a great job. I'm so excited to have you in here. We're really going to be cheering you guys on. I think you guys are doing it the right way.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, I think the best is yet to come for DCA and Coach Johnson, man.
I appreciate you guys. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. Seriously, you guys do an amazing job. I love watching the show.
Man. It's great to have you in.
Show.
And we'll be continuing to follow you all year.
Yeah. The rest of you coaches follow suit. We got to come in and blow this up. We got people who are doing it. The next person up. We got to make sure that everyone's watching this.
That's right. Next man up, Coach.
Amen.
Next man's up. All right, guys. Well, you know the routine. If you liked what you saw today and found some value, like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll see you next time on Desert Valley Blitz. Looking to upgrade your home? Tile Designs by Fina is your one-stop destination for beautiful flooring, hard surfaces, and countertops. From timeless design, modern styles, they've got the perfect look for every room. Stop by today and transform your space with Tile Designs by Fina. Let's design together.
Got dirty carpets, tile, or furniture? Trust the Carpet and Tile Care Company, your family-run experts. We bring sparkle back to your home with top-notch cleaning services, reliable, affordable, and eco-friendly. Call us today. We can be reached at carpetcarrot.co. Phone number 760-773-5882.
Tired of payroll headaches? iPay Solutions is your local payroll and HR partner right here in the Coachella Valley. From direct deposits to compliance, we handle the details so you can focus on growing your business. iPay Solutions, local, reliable, and built for your success.